Oh, Sasha, hey there, how's it going? I bet that you're looking pretty pregnant right about now, aren't you?
Hey there, Donna. Yes, I'd say I've gotten pretty big now. The baby bump is certainly noticeable. For anyone with eyes, really.
Well, I heard that you were really nervous about how you were going to raise the child. I even heard that you were asking your mother-in-law for help or any tips that she might be able to give you.
That is very true. I did go to her and ask for some help with this. I mean, this is my first child after all, so I just feel like there are going to be so many things that I don't know. But thankfully, Linda listened to all of my worries and was very good at calming me down and making me feel better.
I see. Well, yeah, I guess that she would be pretty good at that, considering the fact that she's been a mom for decades now. But you could have also come to me and asked for advice too. I'm also a mom, don't you know? Besides, we're basically like sisters, so there's no need to feel embarrassed about asking for a little friend's advice, right? I mean, after all, I'm your brother-in-law's wife. We're basically family, don't you think?
I really do appreciate you offering to help me when I'm nervous, Donna. But I actually really just happened to be visiting Linda when I asked her. It wasn't like I went out of my way to ask her advice specifically.
Wait, hold on a second. Just how often are you meeting with Linda?
Well, I guess pretty often now that I think about it. I mean, you know how easily sick I get, right? Well, she actually comes over to my house pretty often to help me keep the place clean and running. And so I guess we do actually end up spending quite a bit of time together like that and just talk about whatever is on our minds.
Is she coming over to your place because of how often you get sick? Doesn't that make you worried about your pregnancy at all? I mean, are you worried that your condition might affect the baby or something?
Yes, of course I'm nervous about that. I get so worried about my baby. So, I have done all I can to follow the doctor's advice as close as possible in trying to do this the right way.
Wow, I see. I guess I never knew just how fragile your body really was. I mean, you know that I've had 5 kids by this point, right? I never had any problems with a single one of them. They all just popped right out.
See, I really think that's incredible if I can be honest with you. I mean, not only did you go through pregnancy 5 times, but now that your husband has been living away for business, you're raising all 5 of them by yourself. I really just have to come out and tell you that I have nothing but respect for being able to do all of that. I'm really not sure if I could handle it.
I guess you are right about that. I am pretty great now that I think about it, aren't I? Besides, you know all the news about people having less kids, right? I just figure that I'm doing my part to make up the difference is all. Which reminds me, I meant to ask you, just how many kids do you think you and your husband are going to have in the end?
Oh, well, for now, we're just thinking of having 1 kid. I don't think we'd want any more than that. And of course, there's my physical health to be worried about as well.
Wait, what? Are you serious? You're really only thinking of having 1 kid? But that's crazy talk.
Is it really that bad? I mean, did you even know that you were going to want 5 kids before you had them all?
Oh, well, I suppose when you put it that way then now. I didn't really expect this. I always thought that I would only be having a couple of kids. But then all of a sudden I got pregnant a 3rd time, and before you knew it, I had 5 kids.
So then after the 2nd kid, the ones after that just sort of came along?
Basically, yes. It wasn't that I didn't want to have them, but by the time I got pregnant, I figured, what the heck? Why not go through with it?
Wow, that is just... I really don't know if I could do something like that, you know?
Really? Is it that big of a deal? Just what is it about having a kid that makes you so nervous? You know that you can ask me anything you want about the process. I've gone through it quite a bit at this point.
I guess I'm just kind of worried about what I'll do when I go back to work and don't see my kid until I come home. And about how much money I should be putting away for them for their future. And then, of course, there are all kinds of insurance things to worry about. I guess really when it all boils down to it, most of what I'm worried about is money. How do you do it with 5 kids if you don't mind my asking? I mean, no offense, but I can't imagine that it's cheap to raise so many little people, right?
Yeah, it isn't cheap for sure. That's why I don't really bother with any of those funds or savings or putting away things for the future.
Oh, really? You mean you haven't really thought ahead for any of your children at all?
I just think that parenting should be an unplanned and spontaneous kind of thing that gets decided right then and there. I don't really see the point in worrying about something that might not even end up happening in the future, you know?
Well, I guess that makes some sense. But what happens if there is some kind of emergency where you need funds right away? You really can never know what's going to happen, especially with that many children, right?
Nah, it really is all fine. I mean, kids go out and play and they get hurt and then they get better. I just let them raise themselves, basically.
I see. Well, what about college? Do you ever think of that? Or what if one of your kids needs special tutoring or has some expensive camp or activity that they want to try doing?
Meh, I think kids find ways to entertain themselves, you know? You don't need to get them anything too fancy. And as for college, I really don't see what you need that for. I mean, the state says you're an adult at 18, so I think my children should be able to take care of themselves by then. They'll be old enough.
You really think that your children are going to be ready to live on their own right when they turn 18?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they would have basically been raised taking care of themselves, so it'll be an easy transition, really. I guess I'm really just a kind of go-with-the-flow person who really doesn't try to get upset when it comes to raising my kids. Does that make any sense?
So you really don't get mad at your kids for anything? Don't you think there are some things that are maybe worth getting upset at your children for? I mean, how do you teach them that they've done something wrong if they can't see that you're upset?
I don't really think it's my job as their parent to do all that stuff. I think our main job is just to have the kids, and after that, they're on their own. I mean, why else do I pay taxes for schools if not so they can raise my children for me, right? Besides, I don't really see any laws saying that it's my job to do anything more than feed and clothe them, really.
Sure, but I mean... Okay, well, do your kids study well in school?
I would have to say no, given some of the report cards that I've seen. And I never ever see them doing any homework either.
So then, don't their teachers at school get mad at them for not doing their work?
No, I don't really think their teachers get mad at them for anything. I mean, who even cares about homework, really? You know what I mean? Did you know that in other countries, they don't even have homework? Everyone knows that it's just busy work to keep children preoccupied anyways. So I just let my kids play and enjoy their life instead.
So then, if one of your kids did come to you and say that they wanted to go to college, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that they are free to make that choice if that's what they want. And then I would tell them to get a job and start saving up for it, because it isn't going to be cheap.
I see. I guess I just always thought it was parents' jobs to try and give their children as many opportunities as possible. So rather than just letting them run around doing whatever they want, you can help guide them towards a future they would want.
Hold on a second. Just what are you trying to say here? Are you trying to imply that I don't care about what happens to my kids?
No, of course not. But it just seems to me that maybe there's not a lot of planning when it comes to them. I mean, you said yourself that you don't save any money for them.
And just who do you think you are to be telling me how I should be raising my kids, huh? I mean, you haven't even had any kids. I don't remember ever asking advice from you anyways. Where do you get off trying to critique how I raise my family?
I'm really sorry, Donna. I didn't mean to upset you or anything like that. I guess I'm just realizing that we have very different outlooks on life. But you've given me a lot to think about, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you for talking to me about all of this. Hey, Donna, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that your kids are all at my house. Do you have any idea what this is about? I don't really remember you saying anything about them coming over.
What are you talking about? Of course I told you that they were going to go over and stay with you for a bit. I'm giving you a little taste of parenthood before you have to deal with the real thing.
I'm sorry, what? I feel like I'm not quite following along. Are you really serious about that?
Well, you were the one who came to me, so worried about being a parent, remember? So I just thought that I'd give you a little taste is all.
I see, but having to take care of all 5 of your children isn't going to make me any less worried about having my own. Besides, taking care of 5 kids all of a sudden is way too much for me. Can you please just come and get them?
Oh, please. What are we talking about? This is going to be a walk in the park for you. After all, you were confident enough about everything to not even come to me for advice first, right?
But the last time that you and I talked about parenting, you just got really mad at me.
Well, that's because you were completely ignoring the advice I was giving you. So since you're that confident, why don't you prove to everyone that you're as good a parent as you say?
I never really said I was a good parent or a bad parent. I'm really sorry if that's what you got from our talk. All I was saying was that I think our views are maybe a little too different from our parent styles to really have much overlap.
But you don't even have a parenting style yet. Besides, you were acting like you know what was best for my children. So why don't you go on and take care of them and prove that to me then? And if you do a good job, then I won't ever try and tell you how to raise a child ever again.
I'm sorry, but I really don't think I need to go through any of this just to please you.
Are you forgetting who you are in this family? I'll remind you that I'm married to your husband's older brother. That puts me in charge of you, and you have no right to tell me no when I ask you to do these things. Now you are going to watch my children, and that is that. It's only going to be for a few days anyway.
Hold on a second. You're going to leave all 5 of your kids here for a few days?
Well, yes, they're all on summer break, and I told you that I don't sign them up for camps. But I have to go and put them somewhere. So I thought this would be the perfect plan.
No, you can't do this. I mean, my husband just left for a business trip and I'm at home all by myself.
Oh, yes. I know all about that. That's why I chose today to send them over.
But there won't be a moment of peace and quiet around here the whole time that they are here. I told you that I need to keep myself calm so that I don't overexhaust myself while pregnant.
Oh, please. You just want everyone to treat you with kid gloves just because you're pregnant. Well, I'm telling you that I've done it 5 times and I never asked anything of anyone. You should be thankful that I'm giving you this chance before you have a child of your own.
Please, Donna, I seriously just won't be able to do this. They are making a huge mess of the house already. Some of your kids are throwing our belongings all over the place. Shouldn't they know better than to do this to someone else's house?
Well, you know that kids will be kids, right? I mean, they're just having a little fun is all. This just goes to show that you need more experience raising them, so you can start to learn with my kids. Oh, Sasha, I just wanted to check on you since it's been a few days. How are things going for you? Shall I come over and pick them up?
You weren't even at home this whole time, were you? I tried calling you a bunch of times, but you weren't picking up.
Well, I figured since I finally had the house to myself that I would take a little vacation with some friends. I had a lovely time. It was just the break I needed from being such a busy mom.
So you left your children at someone else's house so that you could take a trip with your friends? Well, I hope you had fun.
Well, when you're a hardworking mom like me, sometimes you just need a break. I'm sure you'll find out about all that eventually. But anyways, I'm just glad that we're both able to give each other an important experience like this. I hope you enjoyed taking care of my children while I was away.
No, actually, I'm afraid I had to give up on that rather early. It was just doing a number on my body and I couldn't handle all the craziness going on in my house.
Wait a second. So you're telling me that you didn't watch my kids?
That's exactly what I'm telling you right now, yes.
But... wait, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Where are my kids then? What did you do with them, huh?
Well, I took your kids to go stay with their Grandma Linda, of course. I told you that I just couldn't handle them here.
You sent all of my kids to go be with our mother-in-law? Why would you do that?
Because I called her and told her what was going on and that I couldn't handle dealing with all your kids. Then Linda said that she would take care of them for me.
You've got to be kidding me. So you're telling me that for the past few days all of my kids have been with Linda and not you?
That's right. I just knew that I had to send them away since I was pregnant. But I've heard that they were also acting up terribly in front of Linda as well. They even broke several glass things, tore up the carpets, and even destroyed some art in her house.
Did my kids really do all of that? I had no idea at all.
Well, I think even Linda tried to be patient with them at first, but ended up having to call in her husband for help. You did know that Frank used to be a drill sergeant in the military, right? Anyways, I guess the two of them got angry with your children and tried to set them right.
Oh no, this is really bad. This wasn't supposed to happen. I have to go and pick up my children right now.
Yeah, I suppose Linda and Frank are probably wondering whose fault it is that their grandchildren are like that. You three will probably have plenty to talk about when you get there.
But why would they think that it's all my fault? Were you talking poorly about me to them or something?
Oh, I didn't have to do anything of the sort. I think that they figured out just whose fault it is all on their own. After all, why else would all your kids be running around as if they had never even heard of the word manners? But you didn't care about that either way. You just wanted to take your trip, which I was also sure to tell Linda about.
How could you do this to me? I just wanted to give you a chance at raising some kids. I was trying to be friendly.
Is that really what you call being friends? Because it certainly didn't seem that way to me. And I have to say that I didn't learn anything from that experience either. You just dropped off your kids without warning and expected me to be your free babysitter. Well, I heard from Linda that she told you to never talk to her again. I was also talking to my husband, and he said that we should probably keep our distance as well.
But then, that's the whole family. They're all against me now. I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah, it sounds like Linda and Frank were really furious with you. I mean, did you even apologize to them?
Of course I apologized to them. The moment they opened the door when I arrived to get my kids, I said I was sorry. But you should have seen the way Linda was looking at me. Her eyes were so cold, and you could tell she was blaming everything on me.
I even heard that Linda called your husband and told him all about what had happened.
It's true, and no, he's not going to be coming back from his business trip this weekend. But he said that he's going to go and stay with his parents for a while.
So I guess if you want to see him, you'll have to deal with all three of them lecturing you, huh? Although I hope you understand how you did this to yourself. Your husband went away on that trip hoping that he could count on you to take care of your family, and you just let the kids do whatever you want.
Shut up! You don't know what it's like to deal with 5 kids. You don't know what I've been through.
Well, whatever it was that you have been through, I hope you at least managed to release some stress while you were on your vacation.
Oh, just stop it already, will you? Did you know that I might get divorced because of you? I even hear that I might lose custody of my children.
Well, who knows? Maybe that might be the best. I mean, someone has to teach those children to behave. Not only that, but those kids need someone who's going to think about their future and make sure they have opportunities when they grow up.
But I gave my children all the opportunities they can have to do whatever they want. How is that any different from what someone else would do?
You know, I thought I respected you because of how many kids you had. I thought that surely you were having them responsibly and making sure to take care of them all. But now I understand that you have got to be one of the worst mothers I have ever seen. I mean, you hardly even do any parenting at all. But at least it sounds like we won't have to be dealing with you for very much longer. Whatever happens, though, I just hope that your children get the chances at a good life that you might have taken from them.
No, this isn't fair. I thought that we were friends. We're sister-in-laws. You can't just do this to me. You can't just leave me like this, please. I don't have anyone else on my side. I need you right now. Can't you see that?
After that, Donna settled down a bit, and her texts were much less gloaty than before. Although it didn't change how Linda and Frank about her one bit. After her husband returned from his business trip that had kept them apart, he went to go and stay with his parents to find out about what happened. Donna went over there one day to talk to all 3 of them, and they decided there that a divorce was in order. Donna tried to protest, but she knew that she wasn't really going to get anywhere. After that, Donna's husband was granted custody of the children, and they all lived with Linda and Frank. I hear that all 3 of them are being very active in making sure that the children straighten up and fly right. As for Donna, after the divorce, she had to sell her house and move into a much smaller apartment, where she lives all by herself. I can't imagine the grief she must be feeling as a mother, but I wouldn't want my children raised by someone like her. So it's hard for me to truly empathize. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Grace, are you home today? Hello, Olivia. Yes, I was just about to cook dinner. Oh, then great. What is it? I'm thinking of going over there today. What? You have a plan with my husband? I'm not allowed to go if I don't have a plan? No, No, it's not that. I didn't make any plans, but I just wanted to see my brother. Huh? I've been taking care of him ever since he was little. He's a fine adult now, but he used to be so shy. I had to give him a lot of help. Well, that's one of the cutest things about him, though. Oh, and? And? Of course I'm going to enjoy chatting with him. What's wrong with a sister going to see her brother? No, nothing's wrong. Right? And, by the way, I want you to cook my dinner too. Huh? You're gonna have dinner too? What's with that tone? You think it's too much trouble? No, I wouldn't think that. It's already evening, so of course I'm going to eat. I mean, isn't it a wife's duty to ask if I would like to eat together? I guess so. You really are so inconsiderate. My brother will have a hard time with a wife like you. Anyway, I'm heading over there now. Make sure my dinner is ready. Okay. Of course, there will be dessert after dinner, right? I must have dessert. No, there's no dessert. I don't think I'll have time to go shopping. I'll focus on cooking delicious food instead of it. Huh? Are you trying to go against me? What's with the delicious food? You're a terrible cook. You don't have to say such horrible things. Then, do as you're told, understood? Yes, ma'am. Are you almost done? It's gonna take a little longer. Why? I just got a call from your sister saying she's coming over. Olivia? Oh, that's great. It's been a while. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while? We just met her at your parents' house a week ago. How much do you love her? What? You're jealous of her? What a jerk. It's not like that. And she told me to cook dinner for her. She's gonna eat dinner too? Awesome. Treat her as much as you can, okay? She's coming all the way to our house. I was told to prepare dessert after dinner. Oh right, she loves sweets. If that's what she wants, then do so. Hey, can you go buy some on your way home from work? What? Why me? I have to start cooking dinner now. I don't have time to go buy sweets. Isn't it because you're not efficient? You stay at home and live comfortably on my income, so you should at least do something about it. Living comfortably. It's not like I'm not chilling at home. I'm working. Your income doesn't even reach the amount of allowance. And you're being so arrogant only by having that job? Anyway, my sister said she'd come over, so do something about it. Wait, I didn't ask her to come. Huh? If you say something terrible to her, I won't forgive you. Okay, I understand. I'm wasting my time. I'll do something for your sister's sake. If you understand, don't ask me from the beginning. Grace, can I talk to you now? Good morning, Olivia. Thanks for dinner yesterday. You're welcome. But I would prefer to have a better food. What? You didn't like it? It's not like... It's just that the food was kind of cheap, you know? Even though I'm your sister-in-law, I'm still a guest. I wish you would have used at least one of the high-grade foods. High-grade food. My husband's income is not enough to buy such a luxury food. Wow, surprising! You blame my brother for your bad cooking? I didn't say that. You're saying that his income isn't good enough to buy luxury foods, right? Well, that's true. I'm trying to cook with what we have. I feel sorry for him. Blaming your poor cooking on his income. I told you that's not what I mean. Fine, Olivia, if you don't have anything from me, I need to go. It's not like I have much time now. You're just being lazy at home. How cocky. Did I leave any papers there yesterday? Oh, the brown envelope? Yes, I knew I left it. That document, it's for a meeting. It must be very important. I will keep it here. I need it for the meeting this afternoon. So can you bring it to the office right away? What? Now? Of course! I told you I'd use it this afternoon. You really are clumsy. Do you even understand what people are saying? I have a remote meeting today. I'm afraid I don't have time to bring it to your office. Huh? I don't care about your remote meeting. You should come right now. Hey, you know I'm working too. Work? Don't make me laugh. You're just being lazy at home. It's less than a part-time job anyway, right? That's not true. I don't care what you do, so just bring me the document. Don't tell me all of a sudden. You are my housekeeper, so all you have to do is follow my orders. I'm your housekeeper? That's right. Housekeepers are supposed to shut up and do as their employers say, right? I need you to bring the document to my office as soon as possible. If I don't get it in time, you take the responsibility. Got it? Can I talk to you for a second? What is it from the morning? I'm kind of busy getting ready for today. I'm even more busy. I got another text from your sister. What did she say? She wants me to bring her the meeting material she left at her house to the office right now. Oh, that? Why don't you just go bring it for her right now? If she's in trouble, then help her. You're not busy anyway, right? I'm working too, remember? I have a remote meeting in the morning. Can you talk to her about it? Huh? Comparing a job that doesn't even make any money and my sister's meeting? Which is more important? Of course, it's her meeting. What is that? I'm serious about my job too, you know. I can't do anything that would make my clients in trouble. Don't make me laugh. What's with the clients? Who are they? Your toy or something? A toy? I don't care about that. Shut up and bring her the document. What's wrong with you siblings? What? Your sister treated me like a housekeeper. She said a housekeeper should only do what she orders. That's not an option, is it? No option? You don't make enough money. You can't do the housework. You're an incompetent wife. You deserve to be called a housekeeper. I mean, you're no better than a housekeeper. How terrible. You never stand up for me, who is your wife. At least fulfill the duty as a housekeeper. Hey, aren't you my husband? Can't you be more considerate to your wife? It's not my fault. Are you misunderstanding something? It's obviously your fault. What? The food tastes bad. You try to make me go shopping on my way home from work. You don't listen to my sister's requests. You complain all the time. What part of this is not your fault? Don't be silly. You thought like that all this time? That's terrible. Of course. If you don't bring her the documents by the time, I'll reduce the amount of money I use for the household budget as punishment. Do you understand? Fine. Olivia, what on earth is going on? Oh, Grace, what is it without even saying hello? You're always rude. I heard that you told my husband to reduce the amount of money for living expenses he gives to me. What on earth are you up to? We can't live on this for a month. Oh, you don't understand. I thought you need to be penalized. Penalized? Why do I have to? Because even though you're my housekeeper, you don't listen to me. And to top it all off, you complain a lot. Is that the reason? It's natural to complain. Because you are so unreasonable. Plus, I am not your housekeeper. Are you still saying that? You always surprise me. How can you talk so cheekily when you're so incompetent? You'll never make my brother happy. That's why I gave you a penalty. That's too much. How can we live on such a small amount of money? What do you mean, a small amount of money? How can you call the money my brother worked so hard to earn a small amount? That kind of person has to be punished. He agreed with me. What? He agreed? Of course, he wouldn't oppose me. Because you're an incompetent wife. Why did he marry someone like you? I feel sorry for him. You're going that far. You don't want us to live happily. No one said that. I want my brother to be happier than anyone else. That's why you need to be punished. Do you know how the sister feels when she is so thoughtful to her brother? I don't understand such things. I don't think we would understand each other no matter what. If you'll excuse me. Hey, how cocky are you? Hey, where are you? Oh, I'm at my sister's house. Why? You talked to her today, right? She's right. You're not fulfilling your duties as a wife at all. And your attitude towards her is cheeky. Therefore, I'm penalizing you. You guys are really crazy. What in the world have I done? First of all, we don't even have kids, and yet you don't work. You're spending your time being lazy at home, relying on my income. I work from home. How many times do I have to tell you? It's not even enough. You can't afford high-grade food, right? I don't think you have enough income. High-grade foods can't be afforded that often, you know? I'm trying my best to manage with the living expenses you give me. I've taken good care of those money. But if you lower the amount any further, it's gonna be tough. It's your fault. Huh? It's because you're too incompetent. You should be punished once and reconsider your behavior. If you don't like it, then we are divorcing. Enough. I understand. I'll divorce you right now. What? Are you sure? How are you going to live without any money? I can see you being miserable every day. It's none of your business. You left the divorce documents on the table because you wanted to, right? I'm going to turn in the paper. Is that okay? Of course it's fine. I'm happy when my incompetent wife is gone. Fine. Grace, how are you? It's me. Can I talk to you now? Don't text me over friendly. You're a stranger now. Don't be so cold. We used to be a couple. Stop it. I want to forget it. I want to get back together with you. I want to take back the divorce. No, I don't want to. Can you stop texting me? Actually, after you left, I lost my electricity and water and all the utilities. I bet. And finally, the apartment manager told me to leave. I'm sure he would. The manager didn't do anything wrong. You were behind on your rent, weren't you? And the electricity and water stopped because you didn't pay, huh? How do you know? I have no idea what's going on. Of course you don't. You've never managed the household finances. You've only complained about it, though. What do you mean? You only gave me $300 for living expenses and didn't pay anything else, right? I don't understand your nerve to think you can live like that. $300 is enough for a couple to live, right? Well, I might be able to manage just for food. But to live day by day, food expense is not enough. There are so many other things to pay for. That much? Of course. Our apartment was under my name since I was living there before I got married, so it was deducted from my account, but when we got divorced, I changed the account so that it would be deducted from yours. Why would you do that without permission? Isn't it obvious? We're divorced. Why would I pay? If you pay the rent, food, utilities, miscellaneous expenses, and insurance, I'm sure your small income won't cover all of it. I'm sure it couldn't be deducted. Then how have we been living? Are you an idiot? Huh? Of course, it's because I was paying. How the hell did you pay for it? There's no way you can pay if you're being lazy at home and not even going to work. Perhaps. Did you have a man pay for it? Don't be silly. I told you I was working. When you were sneaking around on your computer? I am working as a web designer, having business transactions with the clients. That's how I work. There was this teacher from the design firm I worked at before I got married, and she told me that I should continue to work from home because there are some clients who like my works. Is that so? I had a small number of clients at first, but one after another, clients introduced me to each other, and now I make money 3 times what you make. That's how we were able to make a living. You're kidding, right? Of course I was trying to save money and spend as little as possible. It wasn't easy with such a small living expenses. Then you and your sister treated me like a housekeeper without even listening to me. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know you made that much money. That's not the point. You siblings have a wrapped way of thinking. No matter how much money she doesn't make, would you treat your wife or sister-in-law as a housekeeper? That's because she told me to do so. It's not my will. So we can start over as a husband and wife, right? Stop it, you sissy boy. Sissy boy? That's too much. I'm just being honest. Now I believe you too. Hey, let's start over again. You've got to be kidding me. I never want to see your face again. Why would you say that? You never know when you would betray me. Sissy boy should be taken care of by your lovely sister, not me. Don't say that and help me out. I'm about to be kicked out from the apartment, you know. You can't pay the rent, right? Then it's natural to be kicked out. Why don't you rent your own apartment or move into your sister's house? It's none of my business anymore, so do as you like. Please, Grace, you're the only one I have. Olivia has a boyfriend now, and lately she hasn't been talking to me at all. I can't move in with her. Then find your own place to live. You're not a child, you can at least do that. Don't reach me anymore. You're going to abandon me? Don't you feel sorry for me? Not at all. I've been blamed so much until now, so it's rather refreshing. So don't contact me again. If you ever get close to me, I'll call the police. Remember that. Grace, you're lying, right? We've loved each other, remember? I can't talk to you. I'll block you right away. Well then, take care. The sycophantic man who was obeying his sister had no idea about our family budget. Except for the $300 he gave me for the living expenses, he spent almost all of his money on his sister. When I found out about it, I was stunned from the bottom of my heart. After Olivia got a boyfriend, Effie seemed to be spending all his money for himself without knowing why, and as a result, he had to adjust the debts. I was so stunned that I couldn't even say a word. I am so glad that I divorced such a man. After the divorce, I came back to the design firm where I used to work, instead of working from home. Working at the office is more exciting and I can get along with many people. Also, I can learn from teachers, so everything is good for me. Of course, I have enough income to live on my own, so I would like to enjoy single life in this style for a while.